What's up, guys? So December is only around the corner, which means the 2023 season is in our sights. And what that means for this time of year is motivation should be high. So we should have had our off season. We should have had time to step away from structure training to allow the body and mind refresh, refocus and reset, and get that itch and that motivation to get back into training with next season in mind. If motivation isn't there yet, don't worry, there's still time. It's not too late. But motivation is really important. It's an internal drive that has to be there to allow you to achieve your goals. If your motivation isn't directed appropriately to your goals, well, then it becomes an issue. So the really important thing to know is, what are you motivated for? What race are you doing? What's your event or what's your goal? And what is the big target? What is the big thing that you would like to achieve next year that's driving you, that's giving you the motivation and the urge to do the right training for it and put the work in for it? That's really, really important to understand. Alongside that, being able to understand what you're currently working with. So what's underneath the bonnet, as we like to describe it? What does that mean? Where do you currently stand in relation to achieving that goal or achieving that performance? What is your physiological and metabolic makeup? So what does your current abilities tell you that you're in shape to do in your race or in your distance? So from a swim, bike and run perspective, what is your current abilities? The more detailed you can understand that, the more information you have around current abilities across those disciplines, then the more appropriate you can direct your training towards where they need to be for the demands of your goal or your race. So really, really important to establish, what am I trying to achieve next year? What's my A race or my target goal or event? Number two, where do I currently stand in relation to achieving that? So by testing, by deep diving and seeing what is my current makeup, where are my current abilities across swim, bike and run, and how far off achieving that goal am I? And then it comes down to being able to dictate what type of training do you need to do to maximize your chances of making the appropriate improvements to achieving that goal, achieving that performance. And that is going to be specific to you. So how you train has to be specific to you. What time you have available to train, what your current abilities are, strengths and weaknesses, what you need to devote your available time in training to doing, the type of sessions you need to do. And that gives you the confidence in knowing you're doing the right things that are going to get you towards that goal or that end target. If you're training blindly, if you have a goal or you're motivated to do X, Y, or Z, that's all well and good. But if you don't know exactly what you need to do or exactly where you lie, then you're guessing. And the more you guess with how you train, the less effective it's going to be, the less chance you have of achieving those goals. So what I'd say is, give yourself before the end of the year to have these things dialed in, have them on paper that you know, and you can list off, I'm motivated and I'm working towards achieving this next year. This is where I currently stand from a swim, bike and run perspective. This is where my performance potentials are currently at right now. And this is what I need to do this is the type of training I need to do to get towards that end goal, that end performance. Give yourself the time now in the next few weeks to establish that, because that's going to give you massive confidence going into the new year, knowing that you know what needs to be done, you know where you stand, and it gives you the extra focus and drive to do the right type of work and to put the hours into your training. If you're struggling or if you don't know what to do, what happens is we get a lot of people that are very ambitious, very motivated, but don't have the direction or don't know what direction they need to go in to achieve their goals. So they're kind of training blindly or training aimlessly, which doesn't matter how much training you do, chances are you're leaving room for improvement there. You're leaving yourself short. So if you need any help, if you need any guidance, or you simply need someone to discuss things with, don't be afraid to get in touch, because that's what we're here to help with. So it's not too late if you haven't started training yet. So give yourself before the end of the year to start establishing some good routines and to get a step ahead for next year. Look forward to seeing you out there.